93 innings pitched. Just kind of missed command in Baltimore. We'll see what he's got today. He's got to be on his game.
And here's Jeter. First pitch of the game is in there. A strike call. A fastball to start it. So we're delayed a few moments here. About 10 minutes. But underway now. There's a strike, and it's 0-2.
Good start for Andy. Pounding the zone right there. Jeter back in the leadoff spot today.
Yeah, he had second last night. Had 3 hits, including that 9th inning home run. Ground ball third base. That's foul. New York in with a mark of 4-4. The Rays also 4-4. The Yankees without Xavier Nady, who felt a pain in his right elbow throwing the ball back to the infield in the 7th inning last night. They're going to have an MRI taken of that elbow. It's foul back, holds the count at 2 strikes.
That ball, you and I were talking before, that ball that Jeter hit to right center in the 9th really carried.
Yeah, it surprised us, I think, a little bit. This one 1-2. In fact, when he first hit it, we were talking about that before the game today. We both felt like it might be catchable.
I thought Upton might, close the gap and at least, at worst, be a ball up against the wall for a double. But boy, it carried. And I was asking you, being here all these years, is there a jet stream out there?
And in a situation pitched down a little bit, it's 2-2. With a full house, it's going to carry more. We've seen that here, and we've had 2 sellouts first 2 games of this New York series, and it's just inevitable. People who understand science tell me that with increased humidity, the ball is going to carry a little bit more with a lot of people in the stands in a dome, and that seems to be the case. And that happened, I think, last night. In fact, I think not only Jeter's ball carried more, but Gardner hit a couple of balls over not only Upton's head, but Crawford's head, and I think he got a little more carry than normal.
That ball to dead center over Upton's head, bounced up against the wall.
Fly ball into right field. Kapler will go back, and a few steps from the track makes the catch to retire Derek Jeter. So 1 away as this one is underway. Johnny Damon returns to the lineup tonight. He had some flu-like symptoms last night, a little under the weather, and did not start. Damon 0 for 3 in the first game of the series. And he takes a strike from Andy Sodenstein.
It's a good sign for Andy. First 2 hitters, first pitch strikes.
And a pop-up. Right side. Peña's after it. And he makes the grab to retire Damon. 2 up, 2 down. Mark Teixeira. Teixeira in the game last night had a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Also drew a walk, officially 0 for 3. Pitch is upstairs. He's 4 of 19 to start the year with a home run. That came in Baltimore. Pitch inside, and that continued to draw increased ire from the Orioles fans.
Sure did.
Seeing as how Teixeira's from that area and snubbed signing with the Orioles and inked that long-term deal with the Yankees, and he was greeted somewhat rudely over there.
I don't think there's any such thing as a hometown discount these days, is there?
Yeah,
not these days of free agency.
2-2 now.
Although they had a pretty good offer on the table too, the Orioles did.
Strike 3 called. He's out of there, and that retires the side. A 1-2-3 first for Andy Sodenstein. Bottom of the inning coming. No score. The Rays coming in to hit. Rays will have B.J. Upton in the leadoff spot, followed by Carl Crawford and Pat Burrell, the DH. Carlos Peña's at first, Willie Ibar at third, Jason Bartlett at short, Gabe Kapler at right, Michel Hernandez behind the plate, and Akinori Iwamura bats ninth.
The veteran Andy Pettit on a mound. 7 strong innings he went last week against the Kansas City Royals in a 4-1 win. He struck out 6, only walked 1. He was on his game. He threw everything. He's got the fastball, 4-seamer, 2-seamer. He throws a cutter in on righties. Got the changeup and the overhand curveball. Had excellent command in his first start. 99 pitches, 64 for strikes.
37-year-old left-hander set to go to work. And here's B.J. Upton. He goes for the first pitch and sends one back into center. Gardner going back all the way to the track, and he makes the catch. Well, we just needed a few more people in here for that one.
That's right.
All the way to the warning track. What a way.
Well, we just saw some defense in the outfields. Let's take a look. Johnny Damon in left field. You just saw Brett Gardner in center. Nick Swisher moves to right field today. He's played 3 positions in 3 days. Peña, Jeter, Cano, and Mark Teixeira at first base. Jose Molina behind the plate for Andy Pettit today, a .989 fielding percentage for the Yankees. They've got the right guy catching defensively against the Rays ball club, that's for sure.
Well, you know, after the first night, there's a strike to Crawford. When the Rays just almost ran at will. They had Molina in there last night and again this afternoon. And Gardner's in there in center field. And we touched on that at the outset of this series. If the Yankees have a concern, despite the talent they have and all the money they've spent, you might think that it would be some defensive matters. There's a strike, and the count is 0-2. And so with Molina back there, they're going to get good defense there and a good throwing catcher. I think Gardner in center field will cover more ground to help out the pitching staff.
Well, Gardner gets a good jump. I mean, he read BJ's ball really well right away, too, right off the bat. We noticed that in spring training when the Yankees came to Port Charlotte, how good it jumps Brett Gardner gets out there.
It's too low. 2-2.
Joe Madden, we were talking to him this morning down in the clubhouse, and one thing he asked, he said, who are the Yankees catching today?
Yeah.
I said, we don't have it yet.
A little popper, left center field. Damon is there for this one. 2 outs. Well, the difference is you've got Posada, who's a great hitter, but he's coming back from work on that shoulder, and that really was a problem for him. And he's just not 100% throwing. And you've got a guy in Molina who last year threw out almost 45% of the runners trying to steal against him.
Which is unbelievable in today's game, because the Major League average is about 30% for catchers throwing runners out.
Pat Burrell, the DH, hitting third this afternoon. Evan Longoria lost to the club for today and tomorrow. Most likely will be back for the weekend. 1-1 the count to Burrell. He had to leave to attend to some family matters. 2 balls and a strike. Rays have the White Sox coming in starting tomorrow night, beginning a 4-game series. The right side, that's going to be out of play. It squares the count at 2-2.
White Sox got beat today by the Detroit Tigers 9-0. That was Jose Contreras' game. Got knocked out after 4.
Even a miss. Burrell is out on strikes. The Rays are up and down 1-2-3. We go to the second inning, no score. Against Andy Pettit. A.J. Burnett was on his game last night, and Matt Garza pitched very well for the Rays. That turned out to be, insofar as those two guys are concerned, exactly what was advertised.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. A.J. Burnett had a no-hitter going through 6, and Matt Garza kept the game at 2-0 through his 7 innings. Both guys pitched great.
Rick Swisher, he's been hot to start his Yankee career. Strike 1.
Boy, this is the guy you got to lock in on because he's the hot man right now. Got to make some pitches on Swisher.
Fly ball center field. Upton is right there. Upton turned around and ran right to the spot and made the catch. This is Matt Garza. He's had 2 great starts this year, and I'll tell you, the way he finished last year and has started this season, who knows what kind of year he could have. He is so talented.
He's going to have a big year. It was 7 strong innings last night, kept the game at 2-0, and glad he got a no decision because he didn't deserve a loss, that's for sure. And the Rays were able to come back and tie the game off of A.J. Burnett, but the bullpen couldn't hold it last night.
Jorge Posada, the pitch is a strike.
You woke up and saw the score. You wouldn't have believed how close a game that was through 8 innings.
Yep. Nothing in 2. Posada hitting a little over 300. Driven in 9 runs. He drove in a run with a fly ball in the first inning of last night's game. He's just a quality professional run producer at the plate. One ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I think really when the Yankees signed Jorge Posada at age 36 to that extension the year he got hurt last year, I think they really thought that, you know, the back end of that contract, he'll be DHing for us.
Yep.
Of course, he's not going to play any first base now with Mark Teixeira there. But the switch hitting DH down the road here, which is what he's doing today, not a bad thing, as he can hit. In fact, he had his best year offensively 2 years ago.
Time from Ed Montague there. Something in that right eye. Swing and a miss. And had a little break on it, coming in on the hitter, and Sonnenstein picks up his second strikeout.
Nice 76-mile-an-hour breaker right here. Right off the table, down and in at the hands and at the back foot of Jorge Posada. Beautiful pitch.
Here's Robinson Cano. He's had a good opening road trip, 367. Kevin, I don't know why anybody throws this guy a fastball.
Especially first pitch.
Yep.
Down the middle. He's going to hack at it.
The fastball on the inside part of the plate. So located well because he loves to swing the bat. And if it's a fastball on that first pitch, he's ready to take a hack.
Yeah, if you think you're going to get ahead, just throw a strike first pitch down the middle to him. He's going to jump on it. But Andy
ball
made a good
stays
pitch.
away. It's 1-1 now. Andy's had success against Cano. 0 for 9 against him. The count is 1-2. Andy can vary his pitches and his angle, change speeds. Really spent a lot of time trying to perfect the changeup this spring. Ground ball, that's going to be fair and up the right side. Down toward the corner, Kapler with a pickup, and Cano has his first hit ever off Sonnenstein, and now 10 at bats.
Not a bad pitch by Andy Sonnenstein. Take a look at this breaking ball. Right down in the zone, kind of down and into the Cano's swing. He stays with it, uses the lower half well, and gets it down the right field line. Nothing Carlos Peña could do with that one.
And he had a little roll to that one. And Cano continues to swing a hot bat. Here's Brett Gardner. Pitch is in. 1 ball to no strikes. Gardner at 228 last year and about 120 some at bats for the Yankees. 2-0. And in a little over 90 games at AAA at 296. And he can run.
He can run, and he's a good defensive center fielder too. It gives Joe Girardi a speed dimension that he hasn't really had.
Bounder to short. Bartlett has it, and the throw to first in time. So a 2-out double, and Cano is left on base. Bottom of the second inning coming up. No score. Carlos Peña will lead it off. Peña with a couple career home runs off Pettit. They came in 07. That one in July of 07 at Yankee Stadium. He hit one in early September that year off Pettit. In fact, he's 9 out of 27 against Peña. That one an upper decker. He also has a couple, how about this, a couple triples off him. 2 triples and 2 home runs against Pettit.
Hey, you know, surprising, Carl. Sneak a base here and there, too. Try to steal on you.
First pitch is inside, 1-0.
Hey, if everybody else is going to run, hey, Carl, I got to run, too. I want to have some fun on the bases.
2-0. Well, it's amazing. It's been a couple of years since he hit those 2 home runs off Pettit, but pitchers have memories like an elephant, and Pettit certainly remembers those. And there's a drive deep down the right side, but it's going to be foul. Home run distance, but foul. And just in case he didn't remember, there's a little reminder.
It woke him up again. Take a look at Andy Pettit on a 2-0 count. I mean, a little right down the middle. I mean, Molina's setting up a little bit inside. I mean, that was a mistake.
Fastball fouled back, and it's 2-2.
Not much margin for error. 2-0, setting up inside. Unless you can paint and get a guy to hook one foul. That's what Andy got out of that one. But that had too much of home plate right there for Andy.
There's a high fly ball. Swisher in right field looking for it, waiting now, and makes the catch. Well, Carlos can hit the ball higher than I think anybody else who swings the bat now.
Yeah,
you see guys like that.
He's done that so many times this first week of the season. A few of them have gone out of the ballpark, but boy, he can launch it. Didn't miss that one by much. Nick Swisher, where else is he going to play? Let's see. He played first, left, pitched, right field.
Yeah, he can play center as well.
Yeah. Might be
the Ibar, ball 1.
Might be the next Mike Squires, a left-handed catcher. Who knows?
Yeah. Wait, we see him once in a while. Mike's a good guy.
You see Mike?
He scouts and he'll pop
great.
up. 1-1 the count.
It's the last one I can remember was Mike Squires, left-handed catcher, once in a while.
And a pop-up. It's Jeter near the bag at second from shortstop. 2 gone. Pettit, as we take a look at our Toyota trend, has had a very good run against the Rays. His lifetime mark is 15-4 against the Rays, and during that stretch he beat them 12 consecutive times. But since then, in fact, that streak was snapped on that the same day in September of 07 that Peña hit that home run we just saw a moment ago. And he had beaten the Rays 12 times in a row. Since then, he's gone 2-3 with a .475 earned run average. The Rays have started to maybe even things out a little bit against him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different Rays ball club now. Even last year, I mean, he was 2-2 with an ERA over 4 starts versus the Rays.
1-1 the count to Jason Bartlett, who takes it inside. 2-1. Bartlett just 11 lifetime at bats against Pettit, but 4 hits, including a double and a triple. He's hitting 6th today. Out front this time.
Good off speed right there, 80 miles an hour. Fade away from Jason Bartlett.
So it's a 2-2 count. Holds the count even. Pettit was with that 12-game winning streak. The Rays through the years had a lot of trouble against Tim Wakefield and his knuckleball who also at one point had beaten the Rays 12 straight times. So those are the two guys who have really been problems. But things have been a little different over the last year and a half. 3-2 is lifted towards center, and Gardner is making the call and the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 second. We're headed into the third. No score. And by Dodge, grab life by the horns. From Tropicana Field, on to the third, no score. Romero Peña is playing third base again this afternoon. Leads it off against Andy Sonnenstein. And the pitch is in there for a strike. Andy, a couple of strikeouts through the first two innings. Gave up a double to Cano with 2 outs in the second. And a bunt attempt popped up. Hernandez got it in. Could not hold it. Oh, what an effort. Great extension by Hernandez. He had it in that mitt and then just couldn't hold it. That would have been some play by the Rays catcher.
He got out of the box quickly. I mean, like a cat right here. Watch Hernandez behind the plate. Boom. He knows exactly where it's at. Watch the full out dive, and then when he hits the ground, the glove hits the ground, it pops out. But he had it. He had the extension.
He needs a little stick-em in that mitt, which might also help his pitcher.
That's a great effort.
Boy, that was an outstanding effort.
Kept his feet in, too.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a great try.
Ground ball right side for Peña. Sonnenstein covers. That's the first out here in the third. Now Jose Molina.
I think Joe Madden was talking about also this morning is how proactive and he wants to be, not just on the bases, but his defense is aggressive defensively. And, you know, he's explaining the moves that he made last night, why the infield at certain spots, why the outfielders were in late in the game off of Gardner. And I told Joe, we talked about that. We explained, you know, hey, you're going with percentages. You know, as Joe said, even last week, he said, Aubrey Huff wants to hit 2 ground balls to the left side. We'll take that every time. We want our guys defensively to be very aggressive in their alignment.
Out of play. 1-1.
And of course, you have to pitch to your defense too, and that's why it's important for all these guys throwing strikes, and Sonnenstein's doing that today. He's got his command today for sure.
Liner into center. That's sinking, but it will hang on. And Upton makes the catch. Ball stayed up long enough. BJ got there to make the grab. 2 up, 2 down. Don't forget the Corona Beach Bar, which hosts 75 or more people. It's an exclusive setting during Rays baseball. Reserve the Corona Beach Bar by calling 727-825-3406 or email group sales at raysbaseball.com.
Looking pretty good, isn't it?
Work up a thirst.
Nice afternoon. Sunny outside. Nice inside.
Derek Jeter takes the pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. Ed Montague is calling the balls and strikes, the veteran umpire. He's been a good one year in and year out. There he is. Two balls, no strikes. And Sonny is down with that pitch. 3-0. Jeter's been the toughest hitter in this Yankee lineup for Sonnenstein over the last couple of years.
I mean, that's because Derek stays inside, goes the other way, and he'll just take what you give him.
Sonnenstein is all the way out full with him, 3-2. Yeah, he gets 2 strikes as he did the first time up, and he goes into that fouling pitches down the right side mode. Now it's 3-2 with 2 outs and the base is empty. And he lays off. Breaking ball, and it winds up low and outside. So Jeter goes to first with 2 outs. He's going to bring up Johnny Damon. Damon hitting in the number 2 spot. Joe Girardi likes him there and made it known fairly early in the spring. His idea was to have Jeter lead off, and Damon hit number 2. Fly ball up the right side, headed toward the stands. And a foul ball out of play.
And ideally, when Posada's catching, he'll have Gardner hitting 9th, which in essence Jeter would be hitting 2nd behind Gardner, just like he was last night. So you got 9 and 1 in the same sequence. So, but Posada, he's still coming back against the Rays. The way the Rays run, I think it's the right thing to have him DH.
2 strikes to count on that foul ball.
They got to pick your spots with Jorge. I mean, he didn't throw bad. I was looking at his release and the carry on his ball. A couple of them were not what we've seen in the past from Jorge, because he's always had a pretty good arm. But that's going to come with time. But boy, when he gets the Rays catching 9 innings, he might be running 5, 6, 7 times. That can wear on him.
Just a piece of it, a foul ball. Damon is still alive. Jeter has walked here with 2 outs. Jeter 2 for 2 in the running department this year. Pitch, ground ball by the mound. Bartlett's going to make the throw to first. Going to be close. He's safe. Damon reaches. Bartlett decided to make the play at first. A slowly hit ball, and by the time he could try to get Damon at first base, Damon was across the bag.
Yeah, I think Andy just went under his glove and slowed it down just a hair. It was no chance really to get Jeter by the time Jason got the ball. Look at Jeter going into second base. Jason didn't have time to try to go over and tag the bag. His only play was to first base, but Johnny just does beat the throw by Jason Bartlett.
Well, here's Teixeira. Breaking ball, low and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, Bartlett was sort of caught in between there.
Yeah.
Because he realized he probably didn't have a play at second. And Damon beat the throw at first. Now the Rays have the shift on for Mark Teixeira. Two and 0.
And the only reason Willie Arbar has to play wide of third and not over in the shortstop hole is because Jeter will beat him to the bag on a steal. He can't play over there because Jeter in the secondary lead will beat him to the bag.
Yep.
So there's a big hole left of second base for Mark Teixeira.
Upstairs, it's 3-0. Said he was almost out of this inning, and now he has the task of facing Teixeira with Swisher, who's red hot. Swisher on deck. And a high foul. They turned him loose. 3-0, and Teixeira lifts it out of play. 3-1.
It's a good thing that fastball was up a little bit, because Mark was on it, but it was just a little bit up and out of the zone, and he couldn't square it up.
Fly ball back to right. Kapler going back and makes the catch just as he hit the track. So we head into the bottom half of the third. The Yankees leave 2. We have no score. And Don Zimmer will join us when we return. Bottom of the third, the Rays and the Yankees are scoreless. We're happy to have with us the Rays senior advisor, Don Zimmer. And Don, hey, it's great to have you in the booth here. We've been trying to get you up here for a long time.
Long way up here.
You know, it's a day when all of baseball commemorates number 42, Jackie Robinson, on this day in 1947. Broke the color barrier, and we thought you were a natural because along about 1954. The ground ball back at third, and Peña could not come up with it. Kapler hustling around first, digging for second. The Rays showing some hustle out of Gabe Kapler, and he has himself a double. So Gabe Kapler, just like that, in scoring position for the Rays. You joined the Dodgers in '54, so you were a teammate of Jackie Robinson.
I played on the same club with Jackie in 54, 55, and 56, 57. And that was our last year in Brooklyn.
Now, what was your first recollection of Jackie Robinson in that situation when you joined the club?
Well, first of all, he was a great player. It was just fun watching him play. He'd drive pitchers crazy when he got on base and so forth. And Jackie was a guy that didn't let too many guys get close to him, and not that he disliked anybody, but he didn't let anybody get close to him. And Jackie took a liking to me as a young kid, and I never forgot it. Even when he got out of the game, he come to Florida with the chock full of nuts, and he called and wanted me to get him a golf game, which I did.
And how did that turn out?
Well, he beat me.
No money exchange, though.
Oh, no.
Well, you know, you were close to Pee Wee Reese all those years, and he was, he was with that club in Brooklyn, and in fact, the photo of Pee Wee Reese became really in baseball an icon of a photo when he put his arm around Jackie Robinson. Tell us what you know about that.
Well, it was just a great scene. Actually, what happened, somebody had thrown a cat out on the field, and the cat started towards Jackie.
Well, the Rays just lose the base runner at third as Kapler aggressively trying to go to third with Peña making his throw across the diamond to Teixeira, and Teixeira came right back to get the tag on Kapler. Tom Foley talks it over with Guccione down there at third. But here's another look.
Yeah, Gabe's reading the play right here. He's just taking a chance, man. You got a Gold Glover at first base also, and Mark Teixeira. Throw was wide. Let's see if the tag was made. That's a swipe. I think he's safe. Tom Foley right there. Third base coach had a great angle. I think he was safe. I think the tag was just a swipe, and there was a miss.
Jeter came over to take the return throw. So the Rays feel as if they may have lost a base runner there on a missed call. Pitch to Hockey is in there for a strike. Let's go back to that story with Pee Wee and Jackie Robinson and the photograph.
Well, when, like I said, when being from the South, I think is the most important thing, because when Pee Wee put his arm around him, that kind of settled things between him and Pee Wee, and they become very good friends and so forth. And with also his wife, with Jackie's wife, she was great. And what can I say? The thing that you never hear much about anymore is the guy who made it all possible was Branch Rickey. He had to be a brilliant guy, as far as I'm concerned, to pick one man out of the world to be the black player to break the color line. And he was right. If he'd have been wrong, the Jeters and the Uptons and the Crawfords might not be here today. But he was right, and that's the thing that I remember about Mr. Rickey.
Now, in that play we just saw with Gabe Kapler, just reminded me talking about Jackie. I imagine you probably saw Jackie do a lot of that, right?
Oh, boy. He was fast. He was a great player. He ran pigeon-toed, and I've seen him drive pitchers crazy. I've actually heard him say one day he wanted to get picked off of first base because he knew he could get out of the pickle.
That's great.
But Jackie could do everything. He could play second base. He'd come up as a first baseman just because there was no spot for him at that time.
Henning Stenke was at second base.
That's right. I watched the 1947 World Series as a young kid. We won the National American Legion Championship, and we got to go and watch the Yankees and Dodgers play in '47, and Jackie was playing first base. And a lot of people don't know that, but he started out at first base.
Yep.
And I got to see the ball hit that DiMaggio hit, and Gianfrido caught the ball.
Down that left field, down toward the corner there.
No, it was a home run in left field.
Yeah.
He made the catch, Gianfredo made a great catch, and you see DiMaggio kicking the bag.
I remember, yeah, we see that all the time.
That was down the line there. Right.
Look at this right here. This is something. Of course, I kid Yogi today every time I see him. I said, Yogi, Jackie was safe. No.
That's great.
We were always into it, talking about that.
That's a strike to Upton, 2-2. Well, you know, probably from a running game, he had, forget everything else, just from that aspect of the game, he probably had as great an impact on the game there as any other player.
No question about it. When he got on base, the pitchers couldn't think about throwing the pitch home. They were worrying about him stealing second, third, or home. See, he stole home a lot of times. You don't see it anymore to mount anything because pitchers don't wind up with a man on third no more. They pitch in the stretch, and that's why you don't see the steal of home much anymore.
Iwamura is at first with 2 outs. 3-2 the count to Upton. And there's a shot toward right center field. That's going to be in there for extra bases. We'll get a chance to see a little extra base action here. Iwamura is headed to the plate, and he is safe. He came sliding across the plate on the 2-base hit by Upton, and the Rays take a 1-0 lead. And you know, Kevin, I kept looking for Montague to call him safe. Maybe I missed the call.
He didn't do anything. Take a look at Iwamura full speed. I mean, he's trying to score right away. As soon as that's in the gap, Tom Foley's not stopping him. That's the right move with 2 outs. Make the defense make a play. Cano really didn't have a whole lot on that relay. Didn't really get on top of that and let it fly. Kind of a flip.
So BJ doubles home the first run of the game. Hockey scores from first. Now Crawford. That's a strike. Carl thought he checked and thought, well, Montague made the call, so there's no appeal after he makes a strike call.
Don, I was working with Don Newcomb the last few years with the Dodgers. I've known Don a long time, and he was saying that Jackie really taught the other players, the other black players on the team, like Roy Campanella and Don Newcomb, how to act, how to turn the other cheek, things like that. I mean, you see Don Newcomb at the stadium to this day. He's still dressed in a suit and a hat like they did in the day, and he said Jackie taught us all that.
Well, I can believe that. Jackie had to take a lot when he come up. By the time I got there, it wasn't as bad, but still it was black and white. Restaurants and hotels. He couldn't stay at our hotel, and as a young kid, I couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
But that's the way it was, and Jackie was just a strong man, and he could cope with it.
I think that goes along with what you said. Branch Rickey, I obviously never met him, but everything I've heard is some kind of man.
Well, Jackie started out in Montreal. That was our AAA farm club, and he come into Brooklyn.
There's a 1-2, and that ball is going to skip past Swisher. Crawford's on his way to second. Upton will score, and the Rays have a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back doubles from Upton and Crawford, and the Rays break open a 2-run advantage. Two doubles just about in the same spot here from Upton and Crawford.
Yeah, got a ball inside, and Carl got in on it, turned on it, and Swisher gives it a nice effort playing right field today to his glove side. Just missed it. Like he dove over it.
Now Pat Burrell, the Rays' designated hitter, up in the 3rd spot in the lineup today. And he pops it up right side. Out from first goes to Shera. Cano angling, and Cano grabs it right in front of Swisher to retire the side. Rays score a couple. Tim, it's always great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Wayne. All right.
Good to see you.
Okay.
Don Zimmer with us. We are through 3, and the Rays lead 2-0. All right, man. As the Rays and the Yankees move into the fourth inning, time for our Aflac trivia question. Aflac asked about it at work. How many times in his 10-year career did Jackie Robinson steal home? Does that include the one in the World Series? In which
Probably.
Which Yogi swears he was still out.
He was great. Behind the plate.
Yep.
You got to get in front of the plate. Tough to do, though.
It was great to have Zim up here and got his recollections of time with the Brooklyn Dodgers and Jackie Robinson. Nick Swisher takes the pitch. It's a strike. The Rays with a couple runs, 4 hits, including 3 doubles in the third inning.
Tell you one thing Swisher does is he gives the Yankees some energy and personality they really haven't had.
Yeah, he does. You could tell even in that lopsided game the other day, before he went to the mound, you know, he has fun playing.
He does, yeah.
You watch him at first base and facial expressions and his body language. 2-1. He's a guy who'll strike out a lot, but he walks a lot. He sees a lot of pitches. He has some pop in the bat and is swinging a very good bat to start this season. It's a big cut, fouls it. It's 2-2.
Now, and he's locked in here at the start of the season, so both sides of the plate. So that's the one guy you really got to concentrate on. He's hit 4 home runs already, and it's 458 coming into this game. And Joe Girardi will find a spot for him if he keeps doing that. He's started first base in the first game, left field last night, right field today.
2-2. Full count. Sonnenstein with a couple strikeouts. He's closing in on the mid-50s in pitch count. 54 right now. Full count here in the fourth to Swisher. And a base hit through the right side, even though Hockey had him shaded to his left toward the hole. He hit it through the right side and has a leadoff single.
That was a bullet. 3-2 right there, and it's the guy we're talking about. He is so locked in. Take a look at the concentration, the leg lift, the load on the backside. Right there. I mean, just great concentration. Head down through the ball. Good balance right there. Short, compact swing. Hard to believe with that swing you're seeing in this series that he hit the low 200s last year, but looks like a different hitter. He's about a 260 hitter lifetime anyway, but man, is he locked in. The ball looks like a basketball to him coming up there.
Posada fouls it back. Strike one.
And hitters will tell you that. What's the first thing they say when they're post-game press conference? They'll say, "I'm seeing the ball well." They don't usually talk about mechanics. I'm seeing the ball well. And Nick Swisher is seeing the ball well.
If you're seeing the ball well, somehow mechanics seem to fall right into place.
Yeah, they all fall into place. Look, he's still talking. He's having fun.
If you teach a kid to hit, and I mean, I think kids are going to just naturally do things, but you know, the first thing they concentrate on is seeing the ball.
That's the most important thing. If you don't see the ball, I don't care how your mechanics are. You know, you're not gonna hit.
You know, and a little guy with no experience at all is going to try to hit the ball, and his mechanics allow him to do that.
Absolutely. They'll find a way to get to it. I mean, look at all the different stances and ways guys hit. I mean, there's no carbon copy. I mean, there's some things you have to do to get to the ball eventually. But how you set up, whether you have an open stance, closed stance, hands high, hands low, bat flat, it's all a personal preference. You just got to make sure you get the front foot down in time and get your hands to the right spot in time.
And it's upstairs. 2-1. Sonnenstein last year made 2 starts against the Yankees, and they came early. His first start of the year against the Yankees was up in New York, and He got a 13-4 win, pitched 6 innings in that game. Fly ball toward left center, and Crawford closes to grab it. That'll be the first out of the inning. And then again, his third start of that year, he pitched against him here and ran into some trouble in 3 1/3. He gave up 7 runs and was touched for 3 home runs and threw a lot of breaking balls, and felt that he's just going to have more confidence in his fastball and his location coming out of that start. And it came right back in his next start and threw a 3-hit shutout against the White Sox, just changing the mix of his pitches and not relying so much on a breaking ball. Fly ball back into deep center field. Upton going back, and that one's going to be off the wall. Cano has just hit one out. Cano got it up over the fence and the back wall, and it bounded back onto the playing field. And so Robinson Cano continues his hot start. That's his second home run of the year.
Yeah, and he got a fastball also. Look at this, right down the middle. Hernandez sets up away, but the ball is belt high right down the middle, and he's jumping on every first pitch fastball. So we were talking about.
He did that last night when he opened their 4-run ninth. He lined a fastball base hit. This time he lines the fastball out of here to center field, off the back wall and out for a home run. Brett Gardner takes the pitch, and that's in there for a strike. So suddenly the game is tied 2-2.
I mean, that's got to be logged in, and I know it is. The Rays dugout there. First pitch fastball, and he's hot. When he's hot, you got to do something else. Now I know he hit a curveball down on the right field line on the ground for a double his first at bat, but he's hitting a lot of first pitch fastballs up right now in this series, and I think you got to mix it up.
Bouncer right side. Peña with a toss to Sonnenstein. Oh, safe the call. Sonnenstein off the bag. And Gardner is aboard. Jerry Lane on the call at first.
Well, because of Gardner's speed, Carlos Peña had to get rid of the ball quickly. That's why he made that backhanded flip as quick as he did. Let's take a look. And he goes for the ball, then looks for the bag. And the right foot did miss the bag. Watch a quick flip right here. Now, ideally, you try to get it to the pitcher before he gets to the bag if you can, but Brett Gardner runs so fast. Peña was trying to lead Sonnenstein to get the ball in the bag at the same time. And he got the ball, but he missed the bag with the right foot.
It's going to be an error charged to Sonnenstein for missing the bag.
Not an easy play, though, for a pitcher because he's looking for the ball and the bag almost simultaneously. And it's really not Carlos Peña's fault because he's trying to get the ball there quickly because Gardner's running down the line so fast. Gardner's about 3.7 seconds from the left side down the line, which is well above average Major League running.
Peña takes the pitch outside. Romero Peña. And Gardner 2 of 2 in the running department this year. He was 13 out of 14 in steals with the Yankees last year after stealing 37 bases at AAA. There's the strike, and we'll take a look at Gardner, how quickly he got away from the plate on that play.
I mean, he's a slash. As soon as he hits it, he's busting tail. I mean, his head's down. Look at him slide. Right to the bag, fluid, smooth, no hesitation. It's that speed dimension we were talking about that Joe Girardi really liked, and he earned his way on the ball club as a starting center fielder in spring training.
Put away, and it's 2-2.
There was a lot of talk this winter about getting Mike Cameron from the Brewers, who's going to play center field. Cabrera was sent down last year. Didn't know if Gardner would hit in the big leagues, but the Yankees elected to go from within, and Brett Gardner had a great spring, as did Cabrera, by the way. But Gardner won the starting job with his speed and his defense, and he hit in the spring.
Pitch out, the runner's going, and the throw is in time. He's out at second base with Bartlett putting the tag on him. The Rays called for the pitch out. And Gardner is caught trying to steal.
That's a good call from the bench right there. Brett Gardner had given it away on the throw-over before. And Hernandez, even though he threw it high, he got it down there quickly and in time. And Bartlett makes the tag, blocking Gardner off right there with the left leg. Beautiful job by Jason Bartlett.
2-2, lifted back into center field. Upton's on the run after this one, and he gathers it in to retire the side. 2-run score on the Cano home run. Bottom of the fourth coming. We're tied 2-2. Wearing number 42. That number was retired in 1997. Our Aflac trivia question. Who's looking for the answer? How many times in his 10-year career did Jackie Robinson steal home? And our answer is, and it's going to be high, 19 times. How about that? 19 steals of home in his career.
I don't think we've seen 19 in the last 30 years, have we?
Wow.
In baseball. I mean, that's incredible.
Carlos Peña to lead it off. Pitch outside. Tie game. Rays put 2 up in the third, and the Yankees got the home run from Cano in the top of the fourth. Peña fouls one sharply. 1-1. Jackie Robinson, I think, was on 6 World Series teams and was the Rookie of the Year when he came up in 47, and a couple years later the MVP. 2-1, and with 19 career steals of home. You talk about somebody revolutionizing the game, not only by breaking the color line, but just the way he played.
You know, and those steals of home, those aren't the first and third double steal type either. That's a true steal of home, where you're just a man at third base and you're taking off on the pitcher and beating the play at home plate.
The 2-2. Oh, there's a drive, high and deep and gone. Home run for Carlos Peña. Rays lead 3-2. Peña hits his 4th. Another blast by Peña gone.
Well, you mentioned it. We talked about it last at bat that Andy Pettit is well aware of the success Peña's had off of him, and that's another breaking ball showed earlier were also breaking balls at the same pitch.
Here's Willie Ibar lifting one into short right. Cano's out there to make the catch.
You know, and he just missed that one in the second inning.
Yep,
that high fly to right.
He did. You're right.
On his Gold Glove day, you see the Gold Glove before the game.
Boy, that's impressive, that Gold Glove.
Beautiful. Might as well win a Silver Slugger, too.
Sure. Jason Bartlett. Pitch is a strike. One and one. There's the Gold Glove. Carlos Peña earning the first Gold Glove in Rays history and his first Gold Glove. And Joe Madden thinks there should be a few more. He has challenged the Rays position players and thinks that just the Gold Glove by Peña needs some company. Looper into center, and Cano backs out for this one to take care of Bartlett's pop-up. So 2 outs. The Rays have regained the lead. Don't miss a minute of the action this year with Rays season tickets. You can save up to 35% and get great benefits and the best seats at Tropicana Field. Use them around the office for clients or spend more time with the family and the kids right here at the ballpark. Call 888-FAN-RAYS and ask about season tickets. Kapler fouls one. Kapler doubled in the third inning and then was part of a double play on a ground ball to third by Hernandez, a play in which it certainly appeared that Kapler got in under the tag. Jeter had taken the return throw from first and he got the call. Pitch popped up, and this is caught by Peña, the third baseman, to retire the side. But Carlos Peña hit one out to open the bottom of the fourth, and with that, the Rays now lead 3-2. Fifth inning, wrap-up game of this series. White Sox will be coming in tomorrow night. 4-game series against the White Sox. We hope you're making plans to be on hand for that series. We've had some fun here at the ballpark in the opening series against New York. Jose Molina takes the pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is where Andy Sonnenstein has to put a 0 up there now. The momentum was with the Rays. It was given back by the 2-run home run by Cano, and Peña just got the momentum back to the Rays. So, to me, this is the most important inning for a pitcher now. He's got to put a 0 up there, keep it on the Rays side, and try to build a lead. Don't let the Yankees have it back.
Joe Nelson up in the Rays bullpen right now. Fly ball right field. Kapler backs up and makes the catch. 1 away. You can get in on the action. The Rays action in 2009 with exclusive on-field seating with your group of 50 or more at the Checkers Bullpen Cafe. Available dates are filling up fast, so act now. Get your group together and sit behind the Rays bullpen by calling 727-825-3406 or go to RaysBaseball.com. I'll guarantee if you're down there, you'll make a new friend in Bobby Ramos. If you're there, he's going to talk to you.
That's true.
This is Derek Jeter. Pitch inside. 1-0. Jeter walked in the third. 0 for 1 officially.
I still like the bullpens down the lines, like
I do too.
like here at the Trop, where the fans can see it right there.
It's a tap foul. It's 1-1. Yeah, that's a throwback to really the old ballparks.
Yep.
And I like it much better than tucked away somewhere beyond the outfield fence or, you know, at different levels.
Hey, you know, some places you don't even know where they're at. You know.
Yeah.
It's fun for the fans to be right there.
Up and in. 2-1.
That used to be a thrill going to games as a kid, to sit as close to the bullpen and then watch the catchers from about 10 feet away, because I was a catcher as a kid, just to see what they did, you know.
Fly ball center field. Upton's going to have to go back for this one, but he'll have room and he makes the catch. And I tell you the other thing, in the old days, you know, you get into the ballpark and you could sneak your way down to that bullpen area.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a great bargain.
Hey, look at that. That's awesome right there. This guy in the glass is checking out Joe Nelson. He's getting an up close view of what that Vulcan changeup grip is.
Yes, that's
you
right.
Can't get anywhere else. There he is. Might be somebody's advanced scout. You better check him.
Damon bouncing one foul. That's a strike.
Actually, I saw one of the advanced scout for the White Sox this morning, so I know where he's at.
Yeah.
He's here.
In that White Sox series, Jeff Neiman's going to make the start tomorrow for the Rays, and the left-hander John Danks will be on the hill for the Chicago Ball Club. There's a strike. And then the rest of that series for the Rays sets up this way, with Neiman going tomorrow. Shields, Kazmir, and Garza Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Wave and a miss. Damon out on strikes to retire the side, and Sonnenstein did exactly what he needed to do after the Rays took the lead. He put up a 1-2-3 inning. 3-2 Tampa Bay. by Bluebell, better by a country smile. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And Gulf Coast Honda. Visit GulfCoastHondaDealers.com to find great deals on fuel-efficient Hondas. Rays half of the 5th inning. Michelle Hernandez leads off. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a liner and a base hit over Cano's head. Cut off by Swisher in right center field. Hernandez has a base hit. He looked pretty good swinging the bat.
Yes, he did.
Ball the other way, a hard line drive. Akadori Iwamura will be coming up.
Well, Andy Sonnenstein did a really nice job in the top of the 5th, putting a 0 up there, 1, 2, 3 to get Andy Pettitte right back out there on the mound, and now we've got a base runner here with the Rays and try to open up this lead. But that was the most important, and keep the momentum on the offensive side so you're not always going back and forth. Try to build on this lead now.
Hockey shortens on the bat, drawing Peña in from 3rd. 1 ball, no strikes. Rays facing the 37-year-old left-hander, Andy Pettitte. Over to first, and now he has Hernandez picked off. And Hernandez is tagged by Jeter. Well, I'll tell you, Andy will do that. He has a great move, and a lot of people think it's a balk move. But he picks off Michelle Hernandez, and if you're not paying close attention, this is what can happen.
And that's the guys he will feast on, and the guy that hasn't seen Andy very much over there at first base like Hernandez, even though he's been around.
A strike to Aki. Well, that's a big out, getting that leadoff hitter picked off. It's popped up back at 3rd. Peña hustling over there, but runs out of room. And it's 1 and 2.
You know, as long as Andy doesn't make a move where he's crossing the plane with his right leg, you cross the plane right leg over left in a stretch, you have to go home. And he lifts it kind of straight up, turns it in a little bit, and a lot of people think he's balking, but he's done that for years. He's still one of the best as far as that type of move. He really doesn't go quick to the plate. If you guess right, first move on him and he's going to the plate, you'll steal off him.
2 and 2.
But I've seen him do that so many times, feasting off players that haven't been on first base that much against him, and he'll get himself out of an inning doing that.
And strike 3 call. Aki out on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. Well, Pettitte picked off 10 runners last year. Just got Hernandez before striking out Iwamura.
And Aki thought maybe that was outside. It definitely was high enough that Andy painted the outside corner. A little cut to that fastball right there.
B.J. Upton. Ground ball headed to the shortstop. Jeter up with it. And that retires the side. The Rays are out in the 5th inning. On to the 6th. 3-2 Tampa Bay.
There's Garner halfway. Good alignment right there by Michelle Hernandez. Throws a strike down there to Bartlett. A little bit high, but nonetheless right there. Watch Bartlett right there. Block off Gardner and then lay the tag down. Nice job. Good play right there. Bartlett, you're supposed to get in front of the bag like that. Walk the runner off. Make it difficult for him.
That was the Frost Brewed Coors Light Freeze Cam. We go to the 6th. The Rays have a new pitcher. Joe Nelson takes over. One strike the count to Teixeira. Swisher and Posada will follow. 4th appearance for Nelson. As we discussed the other night, he features that changeup, that Vulcan grip changeup. And he has Teixeira out in front, nothing in 2.
That's a beauty right there. Here it is. There's the grip. He splits the ball right evenly between the 4 fingers right there, and I don't know how he does it, but you really have to spread your fingers. The index finger and the middle finger are split between the ring finger and the little finger, and the ball goes in there.
Pitch is high. He told me the other day that the Pirates had a left-hander named Bob Patterson. He was the first guy he heard of who used that pitch, and then
look at that.
He said he was in school at Seminole Junior College in Oklahoma, and there was a roommate of Eric Gagne, and he said Gagne was playing around with that pitch, and he more or less encouraged Nelson to do that. Nelson throws his a little differently than Gagne, and that Nelson jams that baseball all the way back just as far as you can get it between the ring finger and the middle finger on his pitching hand. Gagne would throw that pitch a little more extended out toward the end of the fingers, but look where he jams that thing.
Yeah, it's way back. Let's take a look. Way back in here. I mean, he just jams it in there and then throws it with the same arm speed as his fastball, and the bottom falls out of it.
Strike 3 call. Teixeira caught looking. That's out number 1.
And the other thing that does, when you're looking for that changeup, here comes a fastball at 85 miles an hour. That's good sequencing right there. Look at that. That's paint on the outside corner and at the knees. Second time Teixeira has been caught looking. But you know, you're right about Gagne. He threw a. People thought it was a split. It was more like a 3-finger changeup, but it wasn't a true split. But now that you say that, that's what it was. It was a version of what Joe Nelson's doing. And when Gagne won the Cy Young Award and saved 84 in a row, he could throw that changeup anytime, any count, along with his 98 fastball, and he had a curveball. All 3 pitches made him devastating.
Swisher, and he takes the pitch down. So he gives Gagne credit for helping him develop that pitch, and he said he was a roommate. He said, and I know our director Tom Hastings is going to like this. He said the coach had Nelson room with all the Canadians on the team to keep them eligible. One and oh, there's a strike, but they were friends out there at Seminole Junior College in Oklahoma, and they both stayed eligible and learned a pretty good pitch.
And it helped him. He had a nice year last year with the Marlins. It was solid.
Pitch is down. 2-1. I always thought Canadians were pretty bright.
Yeah, me too. Certainly.
2-1 now. The count to Swisher. 2-2.
That's a beauty. 76 miles an hour. That thing floating over the inside corner. Take a look. It comes back over the inside corner. Boy, if you can master that, you get anybody out. That's like running a 2-seam fastball over the inside corner, except it's a changeup. Every fastball Nick Swisher has seen this series, at least, he's really squared it up. That's a great pitch to throw to him.
Upstairs, a fastball, and the count is full.
Well, now even if Nick Swisher's looking for it, I think you got to throw your changeup. That's your out pitch right here, because every fastball he's seen, especially ahead of the count, he's either taking it out of the ballpark or off the wall or lining it hard for a base hit.
Three-two. Fly ball lifted toward left center, and Upton back calling for this one. Two gone.
Good pitch. That was indeed a 3-2 changeup. That's the right call. Good execution, because Joe Nelson got that ball down and made Nick Swisher reach for it. And you still see how far Swisher hit that ball. Pretty much to dead center field.
You know, the last time Nelson pitched was in the Baltimore series Saturday, when he gave the Rays a couple of innings, and that's a dimension that he does bring to the bullpen. Yep. He can give you a multiple inning outing.
Well, he can be the bridge to the bridge, meaning, you know, give you a 5th, 5th, and 6th inning to get to your late inning guys before the closer.
Sada takes a pitch inside. So the Rays get 5 from Sonnenstein. He made 78 pitches, gave up 2 runs, 4 hits, a walk, and picked up 3 strikeouts. One ball, 1 strike.
I'm watching, obviously, the Rays defense on all these hitters, and Posada, every time he comes up, they're playing him dead straight away up the middle in the ground, dead straight away up the middle in the air. And the charts obviously show that, because Jorge does go left center pretty well, right center. Never really been a dead pull hitter. He's got good gap power. Obviously, he's got good opposite field power. And on the ground, he'll take the ball to the holes on the left side and the right side. So that's why everybody's straight up.
Two and one. Strike, squares it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It really does. You're looking at 76, 77 with the changeup, and 85 looks like 95 as a hitter. I think that's by design too by Joe Madden with just the middle of this order, because they've seen a lot of good fastballs to hit, including the guy on deck.
And a fly ball lifted into center. BJ is there for this one. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 6. We're through 5.5. The Rays lead 3-2.
You have to recognize, the things he did and what he went through, and still able to have a really, really good career. So, with that being said, you just thank him and you want to honor him any way you can.
So the Rays and the Yankees all wearing number 42. Baseball across MLB, recognizing Jackie Robinson. A bunt by Crawford, and the throw to first by Pettit is in time. So Crawford more and more trying to add the bunt to his game, and if he does that, he's going to be special.
Yeah,
he's special enough already.
Yeah, he really is, and it's just another dimension. And Andy Pettit, he was hoping to get by Andy Pettit, try to drag it because he's a left-handed pitcher, falling off the mound to the right side, but just couldn't get it in that seam between first and the pitcher's mound enough, and Andy was able to get to it.
Here's Pat Burrell. Pat looking for his first hit today. Batting in the third spot, 1-0. Evan Longoria not with the club for the next couple of days. He'll miss today and tomorrow and be back the following game. At home to attend to family matters. Which is foul out of play. 2-1.
Rays have Balfour up now. As we were talking about it, after his last appearance, I think somebody's going to pay in his mind.
Got a foul ball. So the count is full.
Something Pat's been doing very well so far, and really throughout his career, worked the count.
Ooh, strike three call. Caught looking. 2 gone. That's going to bring up Carlos Peña. Time for Alltel Wireless. There's a circle for everyone. Call 5, 10, or 20 numbers on any network with My Circle exclusively from Alltel. Carlos Peña circling the bases after hitting his 4th home run of the year. And that's the difference in this game. The Rays leading 3-2. Pitch inside. Rays facing Andy Pettit, who, as we mentioned earlier today, for a long time was a nemesis to the Rays, along with Tim Wakefield. Wakefield had a no-hitter going today against Oakland. Finally broken up in the 8th by Kurt Suzuki's single. 1 out in the 8th, and the Red Sox lead at Oakland 8-1 now.
Oakland got him last night, though. Came back and beat the Red Sox. Red Sox had a tough West Coast road trip.
Peña ahead of the count, 3-0.
Carlos Peña is very quiet at the plate, slightly open stance. I like the way he loads the weight on the back leg, and I don't mean a lean, just loads. He feels the ground with the back leg as the ball's in the way. There it is. And then, boy, he uncoils. He gets something in his zone. He can launch. Take a look right here. There it is right there, that back leg. The weight's right there as he strides. Everything is back. That's a great take. Even when you take a pitch, that's how you should stride.
And the 3-1 is popped up straight back. That's going to be out of play. So a full count. Crawford and Burrell have been retired. Wave and a miss. Peña is out on strikes. A couple strikeouts in the inning for Pettit. We've completed 6 innings at Tropicana Field, and the Rays lead 3-2. chased home Akadori Iwamura, and then BJ scored on a double by Carl Crawford. In the fourth, a Robinson Cano two-run homer tied it. The Rays grabbed the lead in the bottom of the fourth on the home run by Carlos Peña. So we move into the seventh inning with the Rays leading 3-2. Robinson Cano leads it off against Joe Nelson. And the pitch is in there for a strike, and that a way to go. Something other than a fastball on the first pitch, and he takes it for a strike.
Well, we were talking in the break, saying this first pitch should be that great changeup, because Cano's been sitting fastball and hacking first pitch on every fastball he sees, and that's indeed what it was.
Foul ball back, fastball.
He doesn't let too many of them pass.
Nope. 0-2.
Key getting his first batter right here, because you got 9 outs to go. The final 9 outs, always in the last 15 years, the most important in baseball. Mix and match bullpen. Balfour's still up and ready behind Nelson.
And a fly ball lifted into left. Crawford is there to put it away. 1 out. Sonnenstein worked 5. Nelson worked the 6th, and has opened the 7th inning by getting Cano. Now he'll face Brett Gardner. Experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club. Extraordinary seating and luxurious lounge and dining areas. Whitney Bank Club features upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Make your plans by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or going to RaysBaseball.com. Brett Gardner. Straight call. Gardner officially 0 for 2. He reached on an error in the 4th inning. It's been the only error of the game, and then he was caught stealing for the first time on a pitch out. One and one. High. 2 balls and a strike. Hideki Matsui has come out on deck. And ball 3. 3-1. The Yankees have been encouraged by Gardner's ability to work the count in his minor league development. He's up in the count 3-1. Now the count is full.
Yeah, you don't mind that. Let him swing 3-1. I mean, Yankees need base runners. That's fine. Got to pound the zone. This is the guy obviously you don't want to walk, because he can steal a base on you. So good fastball right there. Good call going right after Gardner.
3-2. Fouls it out of play. See it again.
And that type of swing you saw right there, that 3-2 little slasher, that's what we expected last night. And that's exactly why the defense was playing him shallow, especially in left field late in the game. Not expecting a ball driven over Carl Crawford's head or BJ up, and they stay the same. They're playing him shallow.
3-2 again. And he pops it up, but that's going to be a foul ball out of play. Hernandez hustling back to the screen, but no chance on that one. And so Gardner will see a 3rd consecutive 3-2 pitch.
That's where Joe just has to stay tough. Guy's going to battle you. Fell off some good pitches. You have to be above it and not give in and make your pitch again. Real key to the game right here for me.
3-2. And again, a foul ball, so a battle going on. Gardner has extended this at bat to 8 pitches, fouled the fastball off his last time. Three-two again. And he got him. Struck him out. He got him on a fastball. Second strikeout for Nelson. 2 outs here in the 7th. Peña do. Matsui will be the pinch hitter next. Jim Hickey's on his way to the mound.
Look at this movement, tailing away. That's a good pitch. Little two-seamer away. Started out on the outside corner. Went off the outside corner by the time it crossed the plate about 4 inches and got Gardner to chase. That's a good pitch by Joe Nelson. And he really gutted it up right there. He threw 4 3-2 strikes in a row. And he's telling Jim Hickey, I'm fine. Jim Hickey out there just to see how he's doing, because Balfour's been ready. It's not like he's giving Balfour time. That's just a meeting to say, hey, you okay? You faced 5 batters. How you doing? And Joe Nelson has that air of confidence about him. Say, I've got him. I feel good. And also just remind him how to pitch to Matsui. Remember, he's in the National League last year, Joe Nelson. Don't want to throw any cookies here.
Pitch inside to Matsui. Matsui was the DH in the game here Monday night. Hit 3 ground balls to first. There's a strike. Takes a fastball, and it's 1-1. This time these two have squared off against each other. Nelson and Matsui.
And that's what part of that meeting was too. Just a reminder of how to pitch to him. Even though you go over those reports before the series starts, it's a good reminder.
Again with a strike on a fastball. It's 1-2.
I love seeing that shot of Joe Madden and Jim Hickey, because it's just that's what the game's about. How do you get these final 9 outs? Because you start counting outs now on how you use your bullpen.
1-2. A little close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Andy Sonnenstein pitched the first 5. Nelson has gone an inning and 2/3. One-run game in the 7th. The pitch upstairs. That takes it to 3-2.
I would think if Joe happens to lose Matsui, Balfour would be coming in with his stuff. But I mean, they've seen now 86, 87. You bring Balfour in throwing 95 with 2 outs and a runner on. I would think that'd be the move. I mean, he's more than ready.
3-2 pitch. And he takes it low. He laid off the change. So the walk with 2 outs puts Matsui at first. And Madden comes out of the dugout to make the pitching change. An inning and 2/3 for Nelson. We'll be right back with the new pitcher in a moment. link and submit your entry. This week's poll question: which team will win the AL East in 2009? We'll give you the results during the post-game show today on Rays Live following our contest. Grant Balfour, the new pitcher for the Rays. He inherits a runner at first with 2 outs in the 7th inning. Brought on to face Jose Molina. 3rd appearance for Grant. He had a tough outing in that lopsided game Sunday when the Rays beat the Orioles 11-3, and he gave up 3 runs, didn't get anybody out. So he's extra motivated today.
That's what we're talking about. Somebody's going to pay today. Grant's mind, that's for sure. He pitched well against the Red Sox.
Cody Ransom running at first for Matsui, who walked. 1-0 the count. Leave a line to center. Last time up, hit a fly ball to right. And it's a little late on that one.
93 right there. They've been seeing 85, 86, 87 miles an hour fastballs all day long between Andy Sonnenstein and Joe Nelson. Now you got the power arm here, 93, 94, and Grant, of course, will get it up to 95. And Jose was a little bit late on that one.
1-1. Too low. 2 balls and a strike.
It's the guy you want right here. I mean, you don't want Jeter coming up. A couple guys on here. This number 9 guy, no disrespect to Molina, but this is what guy you got to get.
And a ground ball left side. High bar with a little toss down to Aki for the force, and that retires the side. We'll go into the bottom half of the 7th inning, and the Rays lead 3-2. Ask about it at work. And by Tobacco Free Florida. Tobacco Free Florida wants you to be tobacco free. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com for more information. Catching up on his nap time. Cody Ransom takes over in 3rd after pinch running in the top of the inning. Billy Ibar leads off and puts down a bunt. Foul, strike 1. Rays facing Andy Pettit, the 37-year-old lefty, still out there. Pettit, born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, grew up in Deer Park, Texas, outside of Houston. There's a line drive, and it's caught by Jeter. High bar the first out in the Rays' half of the seventh.
Right at Jeter to really get it off the end of the bat a little bit. Didn't have that backspin on it. Got ahead of it a little bit.
Well, Jason Bartlett takes a little time stepping in, making Pettit wait. Pitch outside. Bartlett came in with a couple of extra base hits in his career off Pettit. He's 0 for 2 so far today. Fouls it out of play, 1-1.
Hey, Andy's been pounding the zone. I mean, he's got 77, 78 pitches, and he's got over 50 strikes. 51 strikes now, 78 pitches. That's outstanding. Bartlett was trying to take his time, work the count a little bit. Wants to keep Andy out there for a while.
2 balls and a strike. Well, he had a couple of quick innings in the 5th and the 6th. That was 3 balls and a strike.
And this is a pitch, too, for Bartlett, even though he's hit a couple home runs. I mean, it's got to be right there for him to want to jump on it. If it's a fastball there, hey, go for it.
And he draws the walk.
That's a good at bat. I think Jason was thinking exactly that. Anything other than a fastball down the middle, I'm going to make him work. And that's exactly what the Rays were looking to do this inning.
Well, the Rays have a good base runner at first, and Bartlett with 1 out. Gabe Kapler will be the hitter. And Dave Island, the Yankees pitching coach, on the phone down to the bullpen, and they're going to start to get a little action down there. Bartlett back in. Of course, you have to be careful with Pettit, as we saw when he picked off Michel Hernandez after he led off the bottom of the 5th with a base hit. Pettit picked off 10 base runners last year. They've had only 3 walks in this game. Seidenstein walked 1, Nelson walked 1, and now Pettit has walked a man.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes over there a 3rd time in a row.
That one caught the edge to Kapler. Strike 1.
Because if you guess right on Andy, I mean, he does have a high leg kick. If you guess right and go first move, you'll steal it. But he'll double up on you throwing over to first base.
The 0-1. There's a strike, and he's quickly ahead of Kapler. 2 strikes. The 0-2. Foul out of play. Kapler, 2 out of 12 so far this year. Lifetime average in the big leagues of over 270. And over 300 with the Brewers last year. Over to first. Back in is Bartlett. We saw the action in the Yankee bullpen. Jose Veras is throwing in the bullpen. There he is. The Rays have J.P. Howell up in their bullpen. Time called, no pitch. So the count is still 0-2 to Kapler.
See what Andy Pettit did when the umpire called time. He's just supposed to keep throwing the ball, but throw it high. Don't throw it at somebody's head like Josh Beckett did, and that's why he got suspended. That's how you do it.
6-game suspension and a big brawl.
That's what you're supposed to do. You don't want to stop your motion because you might hurt your arm. Throw the ball, but just throw it high and to the catcher so nobody can reach it, just in case.
Upstairs, 1-2. Rays scored 2 runs in the third on an RBI double by Upton and a double by Crawford. 2-run homer by Cano in the fourth tied it for New York, and Carlos Peña homered in the bottom of the fourth to make it 3-2. It's been that way since. Bartlett's back in there. That pickoff of Hernandez technically was a caught stealing because he broke when Pettit got him in the 5th inning. That's the first caught stealing charge to the Rays this year. And a little tap, shortstop. Jeter to Cano 1 over to first, and that's not in time as Kapler beat the play back in. So the force at second on Bartlett. 2 outs with Kapler aboard. And Michel Hernandez will have another at bat.
And I think for Gabe Kapler, who does like to run, you really got to pick your spot, because at worst, you want Hernandez to be the last batter in this inning. You don't want him leading off the 8th inning. So Gabe's got to be careful here. And the Yankees would love to have Hernandez 8-9 leading off in the bottom of the 8th. So I think Gabe will pick his spots. I think he'll think about running with 2 outs. You should try to get in a scoring position, but got to be careful. Maybe try to see if you can go deeper into the count. Because Andy knows that Gabe likes to run and pick his spots, and I think he's going to be thrown over there.
Going to first. Kapler ducking back in.
Just in case you're thinking about going first move, that's what that was. That was not the good move. He'll go over there a little better one than that. That was the obvious one.
Into right field. Swisher back into his left to grab it. And the Rays are finished in the 7th. No runs, a walk, and a man left. On to the 8th, 3-2, Tampa Bay. Color belongs to Joe Nelson and his Vulcan grip changeup. Got a strikeout of the first man he faced in the 6th inning. Got Teixeira looking. He struck out Brett Gardner in the 7th inning. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Grant Balfour got the final out in the 7th. He'll open the 8th, facing the top of the order. Derek Jeter, Johnny Damon, and Mark Teixeira. The Rays have J.P. Howell up in the bullpen. So the big 8th, top of the order. Balfour set. 1-run game, and here's Derek Jeter. He walked in the 3rd, otherwise 0 for 2. And the first pitch is a strike.
Slider right there to start off Derek Jeter on the outside corner. That's a good start for Grant.
One and one. Jeter fouls this one. One and two. Balfour ahead. This one is fouled. Breaking ball in on Jeter. One and two. Fly ball center field. Upton going back, still on the run, and he's not going to be able to get to this one. Extra bases for Jeter. It's a double to straightaway center field. Jeter picks up his first double of the year.
Take a look at Grant Balfour, the pitch, trying to go away, missed up and in, and Jeter got inside it, squared it up. BJ got turned around. He had no chance, though. That ball carried like the home run yesterday that Jeter hit, showing some power. But again, that was a mislocation. Grant Balfour was trying to go down and away, and nobody gets inside the ball much better than Derek Jeter, and he got inside that one.
And that's going to be it for Grant Balfour with Damon's bat due. Call goes to the bullpen for the lefty.
I mean, just how happy they are, and it's passed on to me. I see, just the relevance it is, and the history behind it, and how much it took for him to go through, and everything that he had to see and conquer, and here we are today, and it's a lot better situation.
And J.P. Howell now in the game here facing Johnny Damon. With a runner at second, that's Jeter, and nobody out. A ball and no strikes here. J.P. took the loss in last night's game, worked an inning, and gave up a run. It's fouled. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the Rays skipper Joe Madden going to the bullpen for the lefty with the left-handed bat of Damon up now, and then the line of switch hitters with Teixeira, Swisher, and perhaps Posada due next. All 3 switch hitters. One. It's high. See Damon shorten on the bat.
Peña was playing up, but he moved back prior to that pitch at first base. But Willie Ibar at third base is still looking for a possible bunt. There's Willie. Of course, with Teixeira and Swisher behind him, that wouldn't surprise anybody.
Damon shoots it fair up the right side, down beyond the bullpen. It'll kick back to Kapler. Jeter's going to score, and Damon's in at second with a double. And the game is tied. So Damon picks up his first double of the year. Back-to-back 2-base hits from Jeter and Damon to tie the game.
Take a look at the pitch. Had some sink to it right there. And Johnny turned on it. Looked like it hit that chalk just inside the line. But, once again, you get behind the count and put the hitter at the advantage right there. So far, the bullpen ERA is pushing 6 as a club. That's not what we saw last year. The bullpen was 3rd in the American League with a 3.5 earned run average.
Teixeira takes the pitch inside. Brian Schaus, the veteran lefty, gets up. Teixeira 0 for 3 today. Shortened and took the pitch high. 2-0. Upton continues to play a relatively shallow center field with Teixeira at the plate. Damon, the runner, at second. And there's ball 3 inside. The game now tied here in the 8th, 3-3.
Mark likes to work the count, but he'll be swinging 3-0 if he gets a cookie here to hit down the middle. And it's a strike on the edge out there. It's the breakout for Teixeira. Lifetime, a 308 right-handed hitter, 281 from the left side. A high fly ball into left field and hits the speaker and kicks foul, falls foul. So the count will go to 3-2. Tough break right there.
Sure was.
Wow, that would have been a huge out.
Kicked foul. It was a dead ball over there. And the count full.
JP's got to do it again.
3-2. Foul the other way this time, out of play. Nobody out in the 8th. Strike 3 call. Teixeira tied up, caught looking, out number 1.
That's the 3rd time today that Mark Teixeira has taken a 3rd strike. This is 84 on the inside corner. Look at that thing run back a little bit. That is a perfect pitch right there. Mark thought it was in. It was right on the inside corner, and definitely either way too close to take. That was paint. Mark was looking away, and he got a 2-seamer in.
So that's the first out. A big strikeout by J.P. Howell. Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach, spending some time on the mound with Nick Swisher due up next.
Nick hitting right-handed this at bat, but he's been hitting well from both sides of the plate. But he's hit the ball hard 3 times today.
Now you see last year right-handed. Well, as for his career, he hits .256, and last year right-handed he hit .197. He opened the 4th with a base hit and scored on Cano's home run. Turn, but nothing doing. Peña way off that first base line with Swisher up here against Howell.
Well, again, that's Joe Madden's philosophy. We're not going to play by the book. We're going to play by percentages of where the guys hit the ball that we're facing versus our pitchers, and that's what the book shows. I mean, that's what the chart shows.
Stand a bit. 1-0. Swisher had 2 hits, a homer and a double last night. He homered and walked in Monday night's game.
And again, the outfield is shallow, just how they've been playing the whole series. Trying to take the single away here.
And the strike. A 1-1 count. Sonnenstein for 5. Nelson for an inning and 2/3. Balfour a 3rd. J.P. Howell in the game now. And a pitch in as Swisher started to go. Stop. 2 balls, 1 strike.
One thing that Swisher did learn in the Oakland organization coming up is that in the minor leagues, the hitters are told you must walk 1 time every 10 at bats. That's just part of the philosophy of Billy Beane in the Oakland A's. So Nick does work the count pretty well. Be tough on pitchers. In fact, the last 2 at bats, he's had 3-2 counts.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss. He had him out after that pitch. Had him out in front on the change, and it's 2-2.
Pull the string right here, 78 miles an hour. Nick, you see him almost close his eyes and pull off that ball. He's looking for a fastball right there and spun himself into the ground.
Damon still at second with 1 out. Howell has gone to 2-2 on Swisher. JP ready. And the pitch. Down and in is got the back foot out of the way. The count runs to 3-2.
Well, as good as that changeup was 2 pitches ago, he throws that same pitch, same arm speed. I think it's going to be tough for Nick Swisher to stay on it. Get a nice little ground ball to short.
3-2. He got him. He struck him out swinging. So Swisher is out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Howell. He got Teixeira looking and Swisher swinging on this one.
Even better. Good call. Great execution. That's the right sequence right there. It goes right back to the off speed. 80 miles an hour. Little sink to it. Nick dropping to his knees trying to hit that one.
2 outs. Now it's Jorge Posada. Another tough out here. It didn't miss by much.
No, it didn't. Plate umpire Ed Montague says no on that. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Might have crossed the knees. Montague thought it was down. That's all that counts.
Down and in, blocked by Hernandez. 2-0. Posada, in the limited time he had last year, there's Cano on deck. Posada did hit better from the left side than he did the right side. But throughout his career, he's been a little better hitter for average right-handed. And the count is 3-0.
Well, you got a base open, and you got Cano on deck and Garner to follow. You also have Schaus, who throws that submarine.
And they're going to walk Posada here.
That's the right move.
Behind him, 3-0.
Yeah.
So with the left-handed bat of Cano coming up, the Yankees will have runners at first and second, and Joe Madden is headed to the mound. He wants the veteran left-hander Brian Schaus. So that's going to be it for Hal, and we'll be back with pitcher number 5 for the Rays in a moment. For the Yankees, White Sox in tomorrow. We'll be with you on FSN Florida Jeff Neiman makes the start against the lefty John Danks. Our coverage begins at 6:30 tomorrow night, leading up to the 7:08 first pitch. Brian Schaus, the new Rays pitcher. Schaus on to face Cano. First time these guys will have squared off.
Yeah, this is what you got Brian Schaus for. Situational lefty right here.
The pitch is a strike. Cano with a double and a homer. Both hits coming off the Rays starter Andy Sonnenstein. He gave up 2 runs in 5 innings on 4 hits. 2 of those hits belonging to Cano. It's 1-1. Cano lifted a fly ball to left to start the 7th. Dan Wheeler is up in the bullpen now. And a ground ball headed to short. Grabbed there by Bartlett to Aki for the force. And that retires the side. The Yankees score 1 to tie. They leave 2. Bottom of the 8th coming. 3-3 ball game. Joe Madden navigated his way through the frame using the Rays bullpen. And Andy Pettitte set to start the 8th inning. Look at that, 88 pitches through 7 innings.
Yeah, pitch efficiency for Andy has been outstanding. And with Iwamura leading off, left-hander, and B.J. Upton a righty on deck, and Crawford, one of the reasons that he's back out there.
Aki swings through it. Aki had a base hit off him in the 3rd. He's 1 for 2. Came into this game 3 of 21 lifetime against Pettitte. Fouls the fastball away and is behind 0-2.
That's the other reason Andy's on the mound. 3 for 21 lifetime. Plus the way Andy's throwing, he's at good command all day long and a low pitch count.
Inside, missed with that fastball in there. 1-2. Each team with 3 runs and 6 hits. 2-2. Brian Bruni is busy in the bullpen for New York. He's a good arm out of that pen.
95. Struck out the side last night.
Now ball 3 to Aki. So after falling behind 0-2, the count is now full.
Well, Andy had him 0-2, went back inside 3 times. I thought with 2-2 he'd try to go back outside away with that cutter.
He just got a piece of it to stay alive.
That curveball right there, breaking ball. 3 fastballs in, then 3-2 he gets the breaking ball, and didn't quite stay in there, but the bat was still there. He wasn't.
3-2. Hockey sends a high fly ball down the left field line, and that's going to slice foul. Iwamura trying to battle his way on against the veteran left-hander.
Yandy does that a couple times, and he'll try to come back inside with that fastball, sneak one on the inside corner.
Three-two again. And he lifts a fly ball to center, catchable for Gardner, who's now waiting and puts it away. 1 out. We'll bring up the top of the order, B.J. Upton, and he's part of our checkers double of the game. Back in the third, Upton double chasing home Aki, and then Crawford double chasing home Upton. That gave the Rays a 2-0 lead. Now tied here in the third. That's our checkers double of the game. Pitching change coming for New York. It's going to be it for Pettit, who worked 7 1/3. We'll be back with the new pitcher in a moment. And Carl Crawford coming up against Brian Bruni. Bruni finished the game last night for New York, struck out Upton, Crawford, and Longoria to end it. Gone for the 6th time already. Upton 1 for 3 in this game. And he swings through this one, a fastball, strike 1.
Got an explosive fastball. BJ's shaking his head because that's what he wanted. He wanted to hit that fastball. Looking for the fastball, just couldn't get to it.
Upstairs. He lays off that pitch. This time it's 1-1.
That's a lot of use already. This is his 6th appearance. Bruni.
There's a big cut and a miss. So the count is 1-2. Upton connected last year off Brian Bruni. That was 1 year and 1 day ago on the 14th. And he is out on strikes this time. Bruni with a healthy fastball. 2 gone.
Bruni's faced 4 batters. 3 last night, 1 today, and all 4 of his strikeouts. Second time for BJ. Fastball just above his hands a little bit at 95 miles an hour.
Here's Carl Crawford. The pitch is a strike. Crawford doubled in the run in the 3rd. That's his hit so far, 1 for 3. Bruni came in last night throwing hard strikes. He jams Crawford, who fouls it 0-2. Well, Bruni struck out the side on 10 pitches last night. He got ahead of Upton 1-2, struck him out. Now he has Crawford down 0-2.
That's the key. I mean, he's pounding the zone. 0-1, 0-2. 95 miles an hour.
Crawford fouls it.
And then for the punch out, he pumped it up to 97. Molina calling for the ball up. See if Carl would chase. Bruni's only thrown 1 slider in his 2 appearances, and that was 89 miles an hour.
And Crawford is out on strikes. He threw him 1 there. And so the Rays are down 1-2-3 in the 8th inning. 2 strikeouts for Bruni. We go to the 9th, tied 3-3. Howell came in, very tough spot. He got Teixeira on strikes with a man at second and nobody out. He got Swisher on strikes with a second out. Then 2 men on, 2 outs. It was Brian Schaus to get Robinson Cano. Now Schaus here in the 9th faces Brett Gardner and throws him a strike. Check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. Pitch is wide, 1-1. Gardner leading off. Cody Ransom on deck, and then Jose Molina. The Rays have Troy Percival throwing in the bullpen. He's been up for a while. There's Percival. Two and one.
It's the part of the order that you want to get in 7, 8, 9. Give your offense a chance to try to win it in the bottom of the 9th. But first things first.
Ball 3, 3-1 now.
It's the one guy again you don't want to walk in. Gardner is pretty selective. He's done a pretty good job. He showed that to Joe Girardi this spring as far as working the count.
3-1 pitch. Strike called, and the count is full. Swing and a miss. Schaus comes back to get Gardner after falling behind him. He struck him out with that fastball. So one away here in the ninth, and Joe Maddon's going to go to the bullpen now after this opening strikeout of the left-handed hitting Gardner.
Yeah, that's a real nice pitch by Schaus, coming back 3-1, 3-2. The last one being that sinker. Get Gardner, and as I said earlier, I mean, Joe Maddon's going for it, managing these final 9 outs, mixing and matching with the bullpen.
So he calls for Troy Percival. 1 out, bases empty in the ninth. The game is tied. Back in a moment. Interactive poll logging on to sunsportstv.com. Click on the Rays link and submit your entry. The poll question, which team will win the AL East in 09? We'll give you the results during today's Rays Live post-game coverage. 1 out, bases empty. Troy Percival for the Rays, pitcher number 6. Face Cody Ransom. Too high. Started him with a little breaking ball that stayed up there. 1 ball, no strikes. Down 2-0.
Troy's the only guy in the bullpen that's only had 1 appearance. That was a save against the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, that was last Thursday.
Yeah, it's been a while. That's the one concern I had the other night in the blowout. Not getting an inning.
2-0. Fastball is popped up foul. Out of play.
In Baltimore, I'm talking about. That blowout game in Baltimore, I thought he might get an inning of work. But because you worry about control when a guy hasn't pitched, you know, and closers, relievers like to throw every other day.
Two and one. Top of the ninth. Game tied 3-3. And there's ball 3 down, a fastball. Well, with Percival's entry in the game, the Rays have just Cormier and Wheeler left in the bullpen. Wheeler threw 24 pitches last night. Cormier 27 in an inning and a third the night before.
Yeah, what Joe Madden's doing, he's got 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up the bottom of the ninth. He's just trying to get through this inning. Hopefully the offense puts it across and wins it.
And there's a base hit into right center field. Upton's going to cut it off. Ransom's going to go for 2. The throw is not going to be in time. And Ransom on a 3-1 pitch doubles off the fastball.
Yeah, Cody Ransom stayed short to the ball right here. Didn't try to pull it. It was a pretty good pitch, actually. It was down and away, and he just went right with it. And hit it right over Aki's head. He used his lower half right there. You saw the ball right at the knees. Nice short stroke on that one.
Jose Molina. Molina turns away from a breaking ball. 1-0. Percival worked 1 inning last Thursday. He got the save in a 4-3 victory over the Red Sox in Boston. And a line drive to Ibar. Out number 2. So Molina hit it on a line. Fortunately for the Rays, right at Willie Ibar.
Take a look. I mean, Ibar's right there. Can't be any better. And he did the right thing, not trying to throw, because he might have hit Cody Ransom right in the back if he tried to go for 2 right there. Could have carried him off his back.
That was a great shot from down there at third base on the catch, and the runner holding.
Nice job, guys. That was super. Bring that right into your living room.
Derek Jeter now. Jeter has walked and doubled. 1 for 3. Ransom at second. The pitch is a strike. Fastball starting Jeter. Percival had started the first 2 hitters with a breaking ball that he did not throw for a strike, and now he's out in front of Jeter with a fastball strike. Oh, what a stop on a backhand ball. Hernandez turned into an infielder right there.
Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. If the ball's too far to your right or left, become an infielder, become a third baseman and backhand it. You only have so much width you can go to as far as shifting. And boy, he picked the curveball perfectly. I tell my catchers, by the way, to take some ground balls in the infield at third base sometimes, just for reasons like that. Get used to plays like that.
1-1. Ground ball through the hole, left side. It'll be charged by Crawford. Ransom's on his way to the plate. He will score, and into second base on the throw goes Jeter. New York takes a 4-3 lead. Jeter grounds a base hit into left, scoring Ransom.
Troy Percival trying to go inside, left it out over the plate, and Jeter turned on it right through the hole, the 5.5 hole right there. Carl couldn't quite get it out of his glove. I don't think he would have had a play anyway. 2 outs at second base. You're running on contact. Couldn't quite get it out of the glove, but I don't think it would have made a difference.
Now here's Damon. He doubled in a run in the 8th when New York tied it. That's a strike. So 2 hits here. And a fly ball into center. Upton will be there to catch it. That retires the side. New York takes the lead with a run in the top of the 9th. The Rays will have Burrell, Peña, and then Ibar due up. Rays need 1 to keep it going, 2 to win it. Now Joe Girardi heads to the mound. So Bruni worked 2/3 of an inning, becomes the pitcher of record and will depart. For Rivera, we'll be back in a moment. Is down by a run here. Stay with us. Post game coming up. Rays Live immediately following the game. We'll take a look at the big day for Carlos Peña receiving the Gold Glove, and he hit one out. Carl Crawford on the Rays RBI program, and a look ahead at Jeff Damon's start tomorrow against the Chicago White Sox. Mariano Rivera in this ball game. Pat Burrell will be the first Rays hitter to face him. Peña next, and then Ibar due. And the pitch is fouled back and out of play. Strike one. Pettit, Bruni, and Rivera. Bruni, the pitcher of record. 1 ball, 1 strike.
At least you know what you're going to get.
Yes, you do.
1 pitch, a cutter.
Ball 2. Well, he has been about as close to automatic as you can imagine. He's 50 of 51 in save opportunities against the Rays, and there's a little looper, short right. Swisher coming in, though, and he makes the catch for the out.
Yeah, that's
Melky Cabrera out there now. Cabrera came in to make the grab.
Yeah, Joe went with his defensive outfield, and Burrell got a cutter just a little bit off the end of the bat.
1 away. Here's Carlos Peña. Peña's never had a hit against Rivera. He's 0 for 9 against him. Now's as good a time as any.
Well, I was going to say, percentages, you do.
He bounces this one down to first, however, and Teixeira steps on the bag. 2 gone.
Yeah, he's so tough on lefties because that ball just runs in on the hands, and it's got such late movement. That cutter, I mean, you're almost better off as a right-hander. Once in a while, Mariano on a right-hander will try to throw an inside and cut around the inside corner, but For lefties, it's just consistently boring in on your hands.
So the Rays down to their final shot. Ibar takes a pitch in there on the inside edge for a strike. It's down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Obviously, this, your 3, 4, and 5 hitters, this is where you miss Evan Longoria in this ball game against Andy Pettit to even start the game.
And a little roller right side. Teixeira's going to run it in, and this game is over. Rays up and down in order in the 9th inning, and New York with a run in the 8th to tie and a run in the 9th to take the lead. The Yankees win it